What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Borderlands 2 video where we go over some of the Borderlands 2 mods because they're super cool. This video is going to showcase a gun that was made by the same guy as the Mecca gun in the last video. This one is Maya's weapon. If you can tell, I already have Maya. He commented on my last video telling me about all the stuff he made, and it all sounded really cool. And Maya's probably my second favorite character in Borderlands, so... Oh, look, I'm drunk. So... I was instantly drawn to this one. It takes a really crappy weapon and replaces it with a pretty fantastic one. Now, if you can't tell, this replaces the Tulane, which is the SMG you get from the oh god, it was like the Family War. I forgot what the two families' names were. It's like Hodunks and something else. I can't remember. Oh well, I'm pretty sure this is the one on the Irish people's side and not the Hodunk side. So. Yeah, it's called the Ruin, just like her skill Ruin. It acts like it too. It deals all the elements. All of them. It does have the Tulane's effect where it slags you in holding it, but unlike the Tulane, it balances out the risk and reward a lot better. Tulane, a lot of risk, no real reward, even though it has a cool idea on paper. And then they went and added this. They gave all the reward of the Tulane. Even more of the reward of the Tulane without any of the risk. So it was like, what's the point of using Tulane, huh? This also has Sweet Release. You don't remember what Sweet Release is? It is this skill, not weapon, this skill right here. It's not instant healing, like how Moxie weapons are. It's not lifesteal. The life orbs have to come and seek you. It spawns a lot of them though, because they spawn when you hit an enemy. So you can imagine a lot are flying towards you. This gun, it doesn't deal gun damage, but it deals, you know, like AOE and dot. It still gets affected by Reaper though, even though it doesn't deal gun damage. So yeah. Sorry if you heard any feedback there, but let's go ahead and try this weapon out. The best thing about this weapon, in my opinion, is that it's not a weapon you ever have to swap off of. You can use this weapon anywhere, because no enemy in the game resists every element. Gotta be careful though, because you'll go down pretty quickly. It's not like a mindless weapon like the Mecca one. Which makes sense because the Mecca is a mindless character, so the gun should reflect that. And mindless isn't bad. You guys know that. You guys know I love the Mecca. Not insulting Mecca players by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, you could use this gun anywhere because no one enemy in the game, at least I don't think, resists every element. And in that regard, it sort of reminds me of the Thunderfire from the pre-sequel, because in the pre-sequel, the Thunderfire had fire and electric damage. So there was no one enemy in the game at all that resisted both of those. So it didn't matter what enemy you were using it on, it would take damage no matter what. It wouldn't be fully resisted. So Opportunity I felt like was a good place to show this off because I can Hyperion turret. Is it healing? Problem is this gun is kind of inaccurate. I gotta burst fire it. There we go. I was getting a little worried there. Why? I didn't know that thing healed. Are my orbs healing it? I hope not. That'd be really weird. That'd be a weird bug. I don't think so. I just don't remember those actually healing. I don't remember turrets healing. But yeah, I was saying something before. I forgot. That's the problem with me in live commentaries. I lose my train of thought pretty easy while playing games. That's why I sorta pretty much always stick to scripted videos nowadays, but oh well. So yeah, the only gripe I have with this weapon is it's a personal thing, so there's nothing really wrong with the gun, and it's definitely just a personal thing, but it's all the clutter. It's pretty much unavoidable, all the visual clutter, because it deals every element, and every element's gonna put up the numbers in a different color, and then there's all the Sweet Release things flying around. It's definitely a lot of visual clutter on your screen, and Borderlands doesn't really have an option to turn down particle effects. It's never really been something Gearbox has been big on, even in their game Battleborn. They had to nerf their particle effects because they didn't add an option to reduce the particle effects. But most games have. Pretty much all games with this many particle effects has that, so. But yeah, as you can see, this gun basically just tearing through everything with all of its elements. There is nothing that could really stand up to it. As long as I am not taking on multiple, like, see, there, I need to leave, because they're going to kill me. The ion loaders are dumb. They don't let me hurt them. But yeah, you gotta be careful. You don't want to, like, fight, like, a ton of enemies at the same time. Get some FPS here. There we go. Alright, you don't want to fight, like, a ton of enemies at, like, the same time, because they'll probably take you down a lot, and this gun can be a real, like, chain down simulator, even more than what... That's unlucky. I'm dead. No! He threw, like, a grenade, and it didn't bounce down the stairs. It got stuck, and I'm sad. I'm dead. But yeah, that wasn't really a problem with the gun. That was just a grenade. But yeah, you know, you gotta be careful with this gun, because since it does have, like, the whole slag yourself effect, it can make Borderlands into even more of a chain down simulator. And if you go down too many times, you will insta-die. That happened to me when I was using this gun off camera. It happened to me once, because I just ran into enemies, tried to mow them all down like I did with the last gun, and, you know, that's not really something you get away with. But definitely not as powerful as the macro weapon, like, in all areas, but it's definitely a really good weapon that does a much better job of balancing the whole risk-reward factor than how Gearbox did with the 2 lanes. So props for that. I think this gun does represent Maya pretty well. And yeah, I think it's pretty much it for the video. Oh, one thing I didn't like say in the last video, of course you can use these weapons on other Vault Hunters. You probably, for this gun, would only really get, like, a use out of it from, like, Gage and Krieg. Maya's obviously going to be the best for it, since it is something that was built specifically for Maya. Do any of these not, like, spawn here anymore? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, since it's specifically built for Maya, it's obviously going to be better on Maya, but I think you can get use out of it on Gage and Krieg. I feel like if you use this on Krieg, the visual clutter will be insane with this whole Hellborn build, with the whole, like, Flame of the Firehawk, like, spazzing out and everything. Oh my god. It would be ridiculous. I kind of want to see it. I feel like it would just, like, melt my PC, because, like, for some reason, I don't know why, but my FPS in this game is a lot lower than it should be. Like, I upgraded this PC for Overwatch, and Overwatch runs fine ever since I upgraded it, but it runs worse than how it did before I upgraded it with this game only. So I don't understand. So I'm sorry if there was, like, FPS problems with this video, because the gun just makes a ton of visual effects. But, you know, I don't know why it does that. I really don't. I've been trying to look into it, but I cannot find a cause. So yeah, sorry about that, if it was, like, apparent throughout this video. Here's some more enemies. Yeah. Not really much more to say on this gun. I'm probably going to do videos on the rest of the stuff he made too, because they all seem pretty cool. Like, even has TPS character inspired weapons for Borderlands 2. Like, he said he had, like, a TDR gun that you can throw, like Athena's action skill, and I'm really curious about that one. That sounds really cool. I could go and be like Athena and somebody else in Borderlands 2, like, at the same time. So probably try that out pretty soon. I might actually do Krieg's next though, because I would love to play some Krieg, and I haven't played Krieg in a while. And oh, and again, just like the last video, this is not on the community pad, because I don't know if Maya is buffed in the community pad, but I want to show the gun off how it is with no other mods affecting it, like how I said in the last video. So I kind of want to run the community patch one with Krieg, just because it gives back his long rants. But I probably won't, because I don't know, again, how the community patch affects Krieg and his skills. And I want you guys to see the gun, how it is, without anything else affecting it again. I repeat myself a lot in these live comms. You notice that? I'm a very repeatful person. Here's Foreman Rusty. Maybe you could give us where's the crit spot? Also, if you get crits, that's even more visual clutter. Look at that. Look at all of the numbers and the letters and the colors. Let's use all the colors. Can we get a black hole from you? No? Yeah, I didn't think so. I have a black hole already, obviously, but, you know. I guess let's just clear up the rest of these enemies, and then we'll head out. I should probably kill the drone first, but, you know, I'm not... Yeah, because then he starts flying away. Come here. Look how fast he went down. Rest. Yeah, these orbs are keeping me healed up. I might die here, though. I think this is the end. It's not the end. One thing I saw, like, if you look here, it says, don't feed it iridium. That's probably just a joke, but for some reason I thought that was like a hidden effect. If I pick up iridium, it'll do something with the gun, but it does not appear to be. It also didn't say that in like the text document for the gun, so you know. I don't know. It just like made sense in my head. I don't know how possible that is. The gun's pretty fantastic on its own though, so it doesn't really need that. If I get hit crits on this guy, so many colors. Imagine this gun with physics. Like I can't run full physics, but imagine like if any of you can run full physics, I'm like begging you to put this gun on and like record it and like send me a video of how many like visual effects are on the screen, because I feel like that would be like insanity. Alright, so that's going to be pretty much it for the video. I don't want to run through this whole area. I don't want to make the video too long. We're already at 11 minutes of me rambling on. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.